Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this nice, warm, hot, sunny Albuquerque day. We want to personally thank you for taking the time to be out with us. Before I introduce the mayor, I wanted to say a thank you to all of the employees from the Department of Municipal Development. They're joining us back here, Paula, Mark.
We're going to scoot around.
Quite a few individuals from the department. I also want to thank the COO, Lawrence Rial, for joining us as well. Council staff, and of course the mayor will introduce the councilors that are here this afternoon. And also a big thank you to Start Paving for undertaking this project. We appreciate your involvement in the community and the work that you're doing to make this a much safer, a much nicer and improved intersection. With that, I will stop. I'd like at this point to introduce our mayor, Mayor Tim Keller. He's going to say a few words and then we'll actually take a shovel to the ground. So, Mayor?
Sounds good, thank you. All right, thanks. Thanks so much for everyone for coming out today. And a couple of things about this project before I hand it over to our councilors. These councilors, Councilor Sanchez and Councilor Peña, they've seen the potential of this intersection for a long time. And this project has been something that's been in the works for years. We are so excited that it's finally going to get started. And I know as mayor, I highlight a lot of different placemaking opportunities. And of course, that's core to our economic development program and core to our infrastructure and built environment message and what we want to do in Albuquerque. What I think a lot of people forget, we talk about the rail yards a lot. We talk about different projects around town. This is the core of West Side rejuvenation and revitalization. It's this intersection right here. And the first step is the library, which these two councilors made possible, along with folks who've been at DMD for a long time. The next step is going to be laying literally the groundwork, the asphalt and the streets and whatnot, to make this a intersection that works for business, pedestrians, and commuters. And the foreshadowing that I want to do today is, of course, we've signed off on a wonderful mixed-use housing development on this intersection that is going to be the kind of placemaking investment that is about affordable housing. It's also about businesses, and it's also about making this literally a hub for the west side of Albuquerque. So this is placemaking on the west side. This is us honoring our commitment to the whole city, and in this case, out on the west side. So I'm very happy to be here today. So we are adding turning lanes, bike lanes, a multi-use trail, and we're dealing with the ADA compliance. And as I mentioned, we have a major metropolitan redevelopment project coming for mixed-use housing once we finish the road work. And so with that, I'm gonna hand it over to our council president, longtime West Side champion, Ken Sanchez.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a great day for Albuquerque's West Side, but it's been a lot of work over many, many years. I go back over 12 years ago when I was with Councilor Peña, who was the president of the Southwest Alliance of Neighbors at that time, and we had a charrette talking about some of the projects that we wanted to do here on the West Side. And one of the big issues was the traffic issues right here at Coors, or Unser and Central. There are 70,000 vehicles that travel through this intersection daily. If you come here between the hours of 6:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning, it's horrendous traffic. And we wanted to make sure that we could keep this area safe, and at the same time keep this area safe also for pedestrians. So all those improvements are going to help pedestrians. Like the mayor said, it's going to have bike trails. It's going to be a tremendous asset to this area in keeping this area safe because of the 70,000+ vehicles that travel through here on a daily basis. And again, as the mayor stated, we now have the Patrick J. Baca Library. A dialysis center is also being built near this corner, and that great new partnership in private-public partnership with the housing and the commercial development is going to be a great and tremendous asset to this area. I also want to thank Joe Cruz with Start Paving. His footprint is all over the city. They've done some great work for many, many years in our community. And Joe, thank you very much for being part of our community and being such a tremendous asset to our community. Also, Lawrence Rial, who is here today. Thank you, Lawrence. He brings a great deal of institutional knowledge to this community. And also, we've got a former city council who now works with the mayor, Alan Armijo, who is here with us today. You know, Alan served as a public servant for this community for over 20 years, and he's done a tremendous job in working with the Keller administration. But Alan, thank you very much for your work. But we are so blessed and fortunate here on the West Side to have Mayor Keller, who has worked very closely with us in the short time that he's been in office on these projects that are vital to Albuquerque West Side residents. And I've always said, together, united, we can make a difference. We will continue to make a difference in Albuquerque. And in this time, I'd like to introduce to you my partner in crime, who has worked very closely with me for many, many years, both as a community activist and now as the city councilor for the Southwest region, Karissa Peña.
Thank you, Councilor Sanchez, and it's not really newly elected anymore, but Mayor Keller, I just really want to thank you. You know, we've had several projects, as Councilor Sanchez mentioned, you know, doing this advocacy work long before I was elected into office. As Mayor Keller just stated, this corridor is really key to the revitalization of the southwest side and west side parts of Albuquerque, and transportation is a major part of that, and how we make spaces for growth in the city of Albuquerque. You know, we have the longest stretch of the historic Route 66, and a lot of the work that community members at Southwest Alliance of Neighbors, the West Central Group, neighborhood associations have worked towards over the year. They've created this vision for this intersection in particular, as Councilor Sanchez said, when they did this charrette back in, I don't know, 2000 something, but it's been several years. And so a lot of this stuff is coming to fruition. As they mentioned, a variety of projects. We also have a project at Unser Crossing. I know the community has been long awaiting for that to get developed, since it fell by the wayside after the economy tanked. But we're going to here soon be talking about another great business is going to be locating there. But again, Mayor Keller, I just really want to thank you. You know, we've been to a lot of things here lately on this side of town, and this is where the city's growing, and it's going to be an important part to the success of the city of Albuquerque. And I want to thank all the staff. I want to thank Star Paving. You guys have done a phenomenal job. You guys have been in business here, as Mayor said earlier, paving the city of Albuquerque for years and years. And Lawrence and Alan, thanks for your work prior to as well. So thank you.
Okay, we're going to turn some dirt, and I also just want to mention one other person. If you look at all the plaques in the city of Albuquerque for stuff that's been built, you'll always find two names: Lawrence Rayel and Pat Montoya. So just a lot of folks forget he was our city's CIP manager for, I don't know, 10 years. And so we're really happy to have you too, Pat, so thank you. Okay, so we'll do some shovels, and we're on our way. Thank you.